Let's take a look at the answers for rescuing the world's rarest porpoise. After rereading paragraph 1, I am able to determine that C is my best answer choice. The last sentence states, "But it wasn't until 1958, when 3 unusual skulls were discovered on a Baja California beach, that the outside world learned of the Gulf's most mysterious inhabitant, a diminutive porpoise called the vaquita." The author uses phrases such as unusual skulls and most mysterious inhabitant with the hopes of engaging readers' interest, so they will keep reading and learn more about the endangered vaquitas. The author is not trying to compare vaquitas to other forms of marine life, and he doesn't try to persuade us to help the vaquitas at this point in the passage. So choices A and D are incorrect. Paragraph 1 compares the Gulf of California to a ribbon of life and talks about how its waters are teeming or full of gray whales and sea lions, octopuses, and turtles. This does not signify an inhospitable environment, so B is incorrect as well. Therefore, C is the correct choice. In order to answer this question, I am going to go back to the text and reread paragraph 2. I know that figurative language is the expressive use of language, such as metaphors, similes, or personification, in which words are not used literally in order to suggest an image or for any other special effect. Dolphins are toothed whales, so toothed whales is literally describing dolphins, not showing a comparison. Thus, A is incorrect. The word shy is literally describing vaquitas. They are shy, so B is incorrect. Option C is comparing the vaquita's eyes to bandits, so this is an example of figurative language and is the correct answer. D is incorrect because vaquitas are rare. This is true and a literal statement. In order to answer this question, I need to reread paragraph 5 to be sure I understand the context of the phrase, "as the dust cleared." After rereading the paragraph, I know that the sentences right before this phrase talk about how the Mexican government imposed prohibitions on gill netting and scraping the sea floor, which angered the fishermen and caused the government to ease the restrictions for a while. The text then says, "As the dust cleared, an important lesson emerged. Fishing communities needed to play a part in vaquita recovery discussions, and they were in fact eager to do so. These lessons emerged once the conflict between the fishermen and government was resolved, so I know D is the correct answer." In order to answer question 13, I need to return to paragraph 6 and find it in the text. The word is located in the first sentence, which states, "With a number of fishermen on board, stringent regulations were enacted in late 2002, limiting bycatch in the northern Gulf to 50% of the total catch." I'm going to go down and read the footnote, which tells me that bycatch is marine creatures caught unintentionally in fishing gear. In this sentence, context clues, such as regulations and limiting bycatch to 50%, can help me determine that stringent means firm and that my answer is A. If I can't figure it out using those clues, rereading paragraph 5 can give me additional clues that can help me reach the right answer. Sometimes you can try substituting each of the word choices in the sentence too. That way you may hear which word sounds right when it is in context. In order to answer this question, I need to go back and reread the text, paying particular attention to where I could find the answer to these questions. I then need to determine which question needs further explanation in order for it to be answered correctly. I find information on question A in paragraphs 4 and 5. Paragraph 4 discusses a reserve that was created in 1993 to protect the vaquita's habitat and limit fishing. However, paragraph 5 starts out by saying that fishing continued as usual until September 2002 without giving me any explanation why. This question needs further exploration. I still want to be sure this is my best answer choice, so I am going to look at the other options. B is answered in paragraph 5, where it is explained that trawling threatens the vaquita population because it scrapes the sea floor bare of plants and animals, which affects vaquita prey. So B does not need further explanation. The question posed in option C is answered in paragraph 6, where it is stated that the regulations were enacted to limit bycatch in the northern Gulf to 50% of the total catch and to prohibit trawling. The entire article answers the question posed in option D. A is the correct answer. Remember, check all answer choices even if you determine the first one is probably correct. To answer this question, I need to go back to the text and reread paragraphs 4 and 5 where these ideas are stated. The idea in option A is referring to a reserve created by the Center for the Study of Deserts and Oceans and other organizations, not the fishermen. So A is not the correct answer. The idea in option B is referring to prohibitions imposed on the fishermen by the Mexican government. So this doesn't describe the fishermen's willingness to help save vaquitas. B is also incorrect. The idea in option C refers to the fact that the fishermen were unhappy with the prohibitions imposed on them by the Mexican government. So this option is incorrect as well. The correct option is D because it speaks to the fact that fishing communities needed to play a part in vaquita recovery discussions and were eager to do so. Here we have another vocabulary question. In order to answer this question, I need to go back to the text and find the word spearheaded in paragraph 6. I then need to read the sentence where it is located in addition to the sentences before and after it in order to find context clues that will help me determine this word's meaning. The sentences preceding the word discuss how key advocates are working to raise public awareness of the vaquita's plight. They have done it through advertisements on television, radio, and in newspapers. The sentence that contains the word talks about another way in which someone is trying to raise awareness by installing sculptures of the vaquita in a zoo and museum. The person who spearheaded the installation of these sculptures most likely organized the installation. Honored and caught don't make sense. Demanded could work, but is not the best answer choice. Think of a spear pointing or heading in the right direction. In this case, the direction is raising awareness of the vaquita's plight. D is the better choice in this situation and is correct. Question 17. I know that the main idea of a paragraph is the most important or central thought of the paragraph. Although paragraph 7 does mention that vaquitas are beautiful, the whole paragraph is not about their beauty. So A is too narrow and incorrect. The paragraph doesn't mention scientists wanting to learn more about vaquitas, so B is incorrect. The paragraph does not discuss vaquita's shyness or mystery, so C is incorrect. The entire paragraph does discuss the way in which the vaquita's situation has helped raise awareness about other marine life, so D is the correct answer.